Increases were supposed to go into effect today, but a judge's ruling has halted any additional changes or service cuts for riders. SEPTA funding plans, though, are still up in the air. The city of Philadelphia is taking steps to put more buses on the road to help students who were impacted by the cuts get to school. There's a lot going on. NBC 10's Lauren Mayk joins us live at Broad and Spring Garden with the very latest. Lauren?
And Tracy, we are along the route for the Route 23 bus. It stops right here, and this is one of the places where you're going to see additional buses on this route. That's going to help out the students who use this bus and also other commuters. As you mentioned, there is a lot for riders to keep track of right now. This particular change could make things easier for them. This was after school in Northeast Philly last week, with reduced SEPTA bus routes in effect and a lot of kids waiting for a ride. Starting tomorrow, more buses will be running here and along routes around the city to try to ease that congestion and make coming and going easier for students.
So we're doing our best to ensure that we can get as many routes as possible to get our young people to school.
The change is a result of what SEPTA has called an innovative idea from the city to front money to SEPTA now that the city had planned to eventually provide, but that was on hold while Harrisburg works out a budget deal. The mayor today saying the superintendent reported attendance last week as lower than usual.
The first week of school, particularly like the first day and the first week, he says attendance rates are usually over 90% and in the high 90%, and it was hitting 70% in some of our schools that directly correlate to many of the routes that have been reduced and or eliminated. And so the city of Philadelphia is just simply doing the best we can with what little we have.
What should students, what should families expect tomorrow, and how should they handle the return to school tomorrow?
Yeah, well, fortunately, tomorrow we're going to have more service specifically targeted towards students.
SEPTA spokesperson Andrew Bush says the routes this week will be the same ones from last week, but with extra trips.
What these are is supplemental trips along the routes that carry the most students, and these are routes that cover locations in Northeast Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, South Philadelphia, and a number of points.
Along with those changes, SEPTA is putting a fare increase and regional rail reductions planned for this week on hold after a court order.
The same train that you caught on Thursday or Friday is the same one you're going to catch tomorrow.
Bush says use the PDF schedules on SEPTA's website for now. They're still working on updating the app. It's been a lot of changes for riders.
I read the news a lot, but it's changing every single day, it feels like, so it's so hard to keep track of. And
with lawmakers still in that budget impasse, the future of SEPTA funding still uncertain.
How are you hoping this gets resolved?
Well, they got to fund the budget, and they've got to leave mass transit in.
The budget negotiations. He said he plans to meet with both the House and Senate leaders tomorrow. He said that it is time for both sides to come back to Harrisburg and vote. Live in Spring Garden, I'm Lauren Mayk, NBC 10 News.